Giving all praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RACHAKWADASH, the bonus to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the Akim that's out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. Really quick video off with a brother GMS ripped from the headlines. All right. Um, and you see it's titled "The World Will Panic While We Won't." Okay, and the brother was going into a situation that is at his work, his job or whatever, and how it seemed like the people there, the person that was talking to him was had like a panic look on his face. Number one, because it was probably going to disrupt business, so which means it disrupts the money. So that's where that's one of the big avenues of where all the panic comes from is the money. All right. Now I remember some years ago, and like I said, I'm not gonna keep this video very long. I remember some years ago, I had an individual that was, that was hitting my comment board up. He was, they were listening. They seemed like they was getting edified. And then I said one thing that they didn't really like too much. All right, and instead of inquiring, of what I meant by that, you know, um, which really it's clear as day is what I'm getting ready to say, you know. But instead of asking, hey man, what did you mean by that, or something like that, they just bugged out and effed off, man. And it's the spirit wasn't, it just wasn't for them. The thing I said was, um, when I said this years ago, the thing I said was, when hell breaks loose, man, we're gonna be chilling. That's what I said, right? And my tune isn't changing. If you are under the wing of Lord Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, you're gonna be chilling, man. What do I mean by we're gonna be chilling? All right. Do I mean we're gonna be sitting back with our feet kicked up and stuff like that? Do I mean that? Just be realistic for a second. If all hell is breaking loose, right? If all hell is breaking loose, well, you gotta go with the times, man. You gotta prepare yourself. But how you gonna prepare? You gotta spiritually and physically prepare yourself, man. Right? So just be a little realistic, and just think a little bit. What do I mean by we're gonna be chilling? Well, let's get Matthew 24 in the NLT. All right, we're gonna read a little bit of this in the NLT. Matthew 24, we're going to start at verse 6. And you will hear wars and rumors, and Salaki, I'm thinking of the KJV. And you will hear of wars and threats of wars. So that's when you hear rumors, wars, and rumors of wars. It says, but don't panic, right? But don't panic. Remember, it says, see that ye be not troubled in the KJV. Well, this is what I mean. This is what I meant by we're going to be chilling. For example, even now, a lot of us may run into financial ruts. Those things happen. And as long as you pray to the Lord, Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, you're going to be good, man. Right? You're going to be good. That's what I mean. We're not going to be panicked. Okay? Sure, spirits are going to be roused up because, well, this stuff that's get ready to come to the earth is going to be a time like no other. So obviously, everybody's spirit is going to be stirred up. No doubt about it. Things just get ready to change. Things are changing, right? But that's what I mean by we're going to be chilling. We're not going to think about our finances. You know what I mean? We think about it now, obviously, but we know we're going to be covered, man. We don't stress out over that stuff. We get our daily bread. Whatever we got to pay, it's whatever we got to pay for. It is what it is. I'm not going to be sitting up here, going, walking around, complaining every day about bills and whatever else I got to pay for. You don't see a lot of brothers doing that. And if you are one of those brothers that like doing that, is complaining about bills and what you got to pay for and stuff like that, well, you got to really consider yourself if you really are a servant of the Lord, man. The hell with all that stuff, man. What I mean by the hell with all this stuff, because apparently I gotta be specific. What I mean by it is you pay. The Lord will provide. If you can't, then maybe you need to cut some things off. Or maybe you need to increase your income, something. Just think about it. You know what I mean? But don't panic. Don't stress out over that stuff. Because that's where effeminate comes from. Don't stress out over that stuff. Right? You got brothers out there, I got bills, man. I can't do this, I can't do that. So I can't if another brother needs $10 and shit, you can't do it because brother, I got bills, man. I got bills. Then that means you got a problem. That means you being effeminate. That means you're in a panic state of mind. And hell ain't even break loose yet. Instead of, hey man, you know, we chilling. Now don't freely give money away that you don't have. I'm not saying that. Right? The whole point I'm making is, yes, we're gonna be chilling because we're not gonna be panicked like the rest of you people are, man. I remember I was out somewhere, you in a waiting room and they have the little television. I think I mentioned this yesterday. They got the little television up there playing the news and stuff like that. They had Trump and all the black people, all the old heads just shaking their heads. That's a shame, man. That's a shame. Well, what you gonna do about it then? There ain't nothing you can do. That's all you can do, man. You sitting here, you old and decrepit, shaking your head and complaining. Well, what is there to do, man? While us, we don't have those questions, man. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Because we're not in a panic state of mind. Especially when you are looking forward to these things happening. Obviously, like I said, you must spiritually and mentally, spiritually and physically prepare yourself, man, for the times that's get ready to come. But at the same time, we are not going to be panicked through the grace of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So let's read this one more time, right? It says, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow immediately, right? So it said it won't follow immediately, meaning mark of the beast, things like that, right? It says, nation will go to war against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. Meaning what? Those earthquakes goes into, when you look at the definition of this, yes, it's actually talking about actual earthquakes, the earth shaking and stuff like that. But this is going into commotions. And what's happening right now, all over America, all over the world, many different parts of the world they're having protests, they're having riots, right? There are some places right now it's just absolutely just under siege, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. But that's what this is talking about. And earthquakes in many parts of the world. Right? It says, but all this is only the first of the birth pains with more to come. Right? So then we see what's going on down here. Then you will be arrested and persecuted and killed. You will be hated all over the world because you are my followers. Right. So that's one of the things that's going to happen. Now I'm gonna get let me switch back to the KJV. My servants. That was a good brother. That was a good video that brother did, man. Y'all gonna be panicked, but we aren't, man. You know. Um, let's get this in the Let's get this in the NLT again. NLT is pretty interesting. You know. Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says, which is Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. My servants will eat, but you will starve. My servants will drink, but you will be thirsty. My servants will rejoice, but you will be sad and ashamed. My servants will sing for joy, but you will cry in sorrow and despair. Your name will be a curse word among my people, for the sovereign Lord will destroy you and will call his true servants by another name. Right. So this is talking about the elect, man, because you have a chosen inside of the chosen. Israel is chosen either way. You have, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Judah on down to Issachar, right? So they're automatically just the chosen seed, right? But right now, in the month of January 2026, they're considered the heathen. 2/3 of them are considered the heathen, which means they have to be destroyed, but they're going to be brought back right. All right. But you have a lot of Israelites that have a problem with us saying, you have certain Israelites that have a problem with us saying that, but it is what it is. Tune is not changing. We don't owe you an explanation for anything. All right. Um, uh, what we are doing these lessons, these videos for is for the elect. We're not doing it for 2/3. Now we have to speak to the 2/3 because we don't know who's chosen or who isn't. We don't know if we are chosen or if we're not. We don't know. But what we do know, what we absolutely do know is that two things. Number one, we have a better chance than a lot of people out here. It's just saying. Number two, which is the main thing, there is something waiting for us better than this. Everlasting peace is waiting for us. That is something that is guaranteed, and that is something that we do know. No matter if we bug out or not, man, we do know, that there is everlasting peace waiting for us, man. This is not the end. This here is not the end. This is not the end all be all. No. Nope. This is not the goal here. The goal is the kingdom. And that's what we do know. Whether we are of the elect or not. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, me personally, whether I'm of the elect or not. I do know that there is a kingdom waiting for us, man. With peace and harmony. And that's the main thing that we want, man. Right? But anyway. Yeah, man, you people are going to be panicked. But we aren't. You people will run around here still confronting Hebrew Israelites, or making your videos talking about, yeah, I confronted the Hebrew Israelites. Look at me. Yeah, I'm the shit now. You know what I mean? We ain't in the time of that BS no more, man. There's too much happening right now. And all you got going for you is wasting a few hours, if you even last a few hours, of your life speaking to Hebrew Israelites, which you're not converting, right? Instead of getting ready for hell, getting ready for hell, because hell is coming, man. Y'all thought hell was an underground pit. You'd probably be better off there, man, than here. To be honest, if since y'all believe that, you'd probably be better off there than here, man. At least you know what that is. That's hell. This place makes you feel like you got it going on. Makes you think that you are in comfort. Makes you think that you're home. But it's deceiving you, which is the exact definition of hell. So really, you'd probably be better off in a burning pit of fire, man, than this bitch. Anyway, giving all praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAKHAK. Shalom.